Hey guys, the Olds here. My recruiter friend time on my 5 accounts run out today, so I am now going to focus on leveling the teams that I got to 85 up to 90 and getting them geared out a little bit. So this is actually the first team that I created that I got to level 85. I don't think I've recorded anything I've done with this team yet before because they parked for a while. So this is a warrior tank, 3 elemental shaman and a disc priest. So I've run a couple of instances already, which is why I'm level 86, but random still only gives me Stormstout and Temple of the Jade Serpent, so I'll be probably running both of those a few more times till I get to 87 and can move on to the next set of instances. Anyway, I'm already buffed up, so let's get into it. I experimented for a while with having my scroll and combat text turned off, and I probably went for about a week doing various things. Might have even been 2 weeks with it turned off, and I just didn't over that time seem to get comfortable not having scroll and combat text, so I needed to turn it back on. But I've reduced the size of it and taken some of the notifications off, so it's not I guess as intrusive as it was, and I may even try to redesign it at some stage so it's not circled around the characters. I may move it off to the sides a bit more. But yeah, for whatever reason I just couldn't adjust to not having it, so I needed to put it back on. So it will be back on, and probably in the future on most of the videos I'm doing. So I picked this team to level up early, I guess for a couple of reasons. It was sort of the most, I guess, standard sort of choice for a multi-boxer to make a 5-man team with a warrior tank, which is sort of the old school default tank, and a priest healer, which again, sort of the old school default healer, and then 3 of the same ranged class, because I think ranged is a bit easier to multi-box, and I think having multiples of the same class is easier to multi-box as well. So yeah, when I was starting out, this was sort of the best idea that I could come up with. So because this team as well is not quite the same as the monk team that I put together, I can't quite do things just the same way and try and brute force everything. So you'll probably see, particularly with the second boss, that I'm not just gonna stand in everything and take all the damage. Actually have to try and follow some of the mechanics of the fight. Two more. Need to bind a key to recall totems. So for this boss it's going to be much the same as I've done before, but I think I've got a little bit better at getting barrels and things now, so I'll do a little bit more of that when I feel that I can. I still have mostly passive healing from the Disc Priest, but I may need to use direct heals every now and then as well. So obviously during ground pound's the perfect time to jump on barrels, so really I still got into the ground pound, but I hit him with the barrel, so he's taking the extra damage, I think. Yeah, this one here. Somewhere, I think it's in Heroic, there is a an achievement for killing him while he's under the effect of like 20 or 30 barrels. I've never got anywhere near that, even on normal mode, so that one may be a little bit out of my reach at the moment, but we'll see how we go. What's this one? Oh, leather. So there's also still going to be upgrades in here for probably just about everyone. Particularly the priest. I don't think I bought anything for him off the auction house to sort of assist with the leveling process, so wow. Just grab a couple more hammers before I keep going. There's also an achievement right here if you can time it correctly. If you get these guys to blow up while they're in the air, they'll knock this guy up here off, and there's an achievement for knocking him off. I got it on my monk team, I think. Completely by accident, I didn't even know the achievement was there. So the way I'm going to do this is to park my ranged characters near the door. Obviously I need to clear out the rest of these as much as I can before the boss shows up. And here's the boss. So obviously keep aggro on the tank, try and keep the boss towards the opposite end of this platform.
Run away, little girl.
So I will back up a little bit. Hopefully he will come towards my tank and I can dodge him a little bit. So my others will keep going on him while that's happening. Get ready to group up again. So keep the DPS on, but group my guys up so that I can deal with see how we go this time. Again, he's coming towards the tank. If he starts to turn around, taunt him back towards the tank and he'll leave your ranged alone. And again, get ready to group up on Carrot Breath. Wait for a few of these ads to spawn. Start taking them out. I'm not real worried about the damage from Carrot Breath, but the damage from the Whirlwind can definitely kill you. Obviously it's best not to take much, if any, of the Carrot Breath or the Whirlwind, but pull them back this way. And should be able to take him out this time.
Beware.
And I'm just going to DPS through it because he's almost dead. And there we go. So that's the way I do it when I don't have a full monk team, with all the crazy amounts of passive healing that you get from having two healers. It's really not too bad. It just keep as much off your ranged DPS as possible. Let your tank take the beating. Taunt it back to you if you need to during Whirlwind. Yeah. So it's kind of nice to do these again on normal and not be sort of getting to the point where I overgear them and that sort of thing like I am with the monks, now that they're all in about item level 500 or thereabouts. So far we've got Bloat and Bubble Shield. I'm reasonably happy with those two. I'd still prefer not to get Carbonation, but we'll see how we go. If I do get Carbonation, I still kind of just probably going to cheese my way through it and run and dodge and not do the bubble mechanic. So let's get around the corner and see what these guys have got. Damn. The one I don't want. Oh well, let's see how we go. There we go. So, yeah, like I said, this is probably the only talent that the boss can have that I'm not really good at coping with. I don't expect that it'll kill me, but it's annoying. Probably every other combination that he can have, I would prefer to deal with. Try and spread them out to minimize the damage from bloat, but it's not too bad. May have actually spread them out a little bit too much. Drop a quick AoE heal, get everyone back up to about full. Taking a fair bit of damage here, probably more than I expected I would. This one here. So while I am getting through this, it's certainly not going as well as I would have expected. I don't know if it was just the way I gathered them up. They seem to be a little bit out of place. And this one didn't pull very far over. So a little bit of, what's it called, prayer of mending, the AoE heal, and otherwise just passive heals through atonement. So now I need to get ready to deal with this carbonation. All casted on my heal, on my ranged, so I'll just move them all in a bit. Get my tank out of it, or we're not going to get very far. Seems they've actually targeted my totems as well to hit, which is interesting and kind of useful. Alright, here we go.
Not when I'm so close. Maybe if I...
So... probably gonna... sorry, once the bubble shield is up, it changed to spamming my AoE DPS instead of single target. And then get back to single target when they're gone. Pretty much gonna ignore load, and when this happens, get my tank into a bubble and try and keep him attacking, really just to keep the aggro on him until this phase runs out, which is not far off. So now get back onto AoE because the bubble shields are up. And we're going to use our burn DPS, our burn macro, which gets my fire elementals and also pops heroism. I'm actually spamming my AoE when I shouldn't be. Should be single. And now back to AoE for the bubble shields. Again for this bit, just the tank getting into a bubble and trying to hold aggro. If I get in the right spot, bloody hell. Kinda hard to line this up. There we go, now everyone can get back into the DPS. Almost down. A little bit more bubble shield. Come on. And there we go. Down.
Such harmony of flavor, such heady aroma. It is the perfect.
And excellent, some gear I can use. Alright guys, so that's Stormstout Brewery with a range team. Thanks for watching and see you next time.